Alright, so today I've got a super cool video for you, and trust me when I say this, it's literally one of my favorite things to do when it comes to actually making progress, whether it's in my personal life or business life. Uh, as you can maybe tell, I'm a little excited about this today. So without further ado, let's straight up jump into the nitty-gritties. Basically, what I want you to do is to create like a version 2 of yourself. Like you have your current version right now, and then you have like the version that you want to be. And then every time before you do something, I want you to really ask yourself twice, all right, would the new version of myself, so V2, do this? So let's say you're sitting there in the evening and you could still squeeze out a little more work, or you should just go home and relax and watch Netflix whatsoever. Ask yourself, what would version 2 of myself do? Like, would he or she really come, like, just go home and watch Netflix, or is this just my old self, like my version 1 self, and my version 2 self, like he or she would actually stay at the school and continue working, like do this with everything, every single thing to do, like literally. And trust me when I say this, it's probably one of the coolest thing, but also best things you can do. Like literally, you have to. And when I say create V2 for yourself, like don't like just write down, all right, I want to be the person that makes 10K per month, and I also yeah, I want to be good at student acquisition, and I want to have a happy family. Like that's all cool and that's pretty obvious stuff, but like really get detailed with this, like really dive deep into all of this. Like how do you want your future house or partner would like look like? How do you want your future partner, if you want a partner, like wife, husband, whatever it is in your case, look like define all of that to the last detail. Like what's the color of your wall? Like how many children do you want to have? Do you even want to have children? What should your school look like? What kind of dojo do you want to be? Do you want to build a big franchise, or do you just want to keep it small with one or two locations, or whatever it is in your case? Like define everything to the last detail, and then like maybe make like a keynote or a PowerPoint presentation or a Google slide presentation, whatever it is about that, and like just write it down. And then like just write down, all right, like John is super disciplined. John always does what he needs to do. John has three children and a beautiful wife and lives there and there and has this house and blah blah blah. Like just write all of these information for yourself down, and then like just read through them once or twice a day. And trust me when I say this, like it's the most meaningful thing you can do. And also, like everything just gets super easy. Like what you need to do on a day-to-day basis. Well, you just look at like the long-term vision. Like what do you want to be over the long run, and then you just directly know what you need to do tomorrow, and you probably also know what you need to do for the entire next week already. So it's like you can't really fall off because, well, sometimes it's hard to be disciplined or to really squeeze that extra hours of work. And if you're just like, well, why should I do that? Like, I know I've fallen off. Like, I know I've watched Netflix in the past, and when I knew I had to work, so why should I do the work? No, well, you don't do the work particularly for yourself. You also do it for your future self. Like, you have this new version in front of yourself, and like you want to grow into that version, and you don't do the work for yourself. You do it for the future, for your future self. And like also, like this basically never stops. Like let's say at some point you reach the future self, you then just create a new future self, and then again and again, basically until you die. Well, that's at least like my current expectation of, like, I might change my perspective on that in the future, but from how I see this right now, like as soon as I have reached like the version of myself that I'm trying to reach right now, as soon as I have reached version 2, I'm gonna try to reach version 3, and then version 4, 5, 6, etc. Like that's how it goes, probably until you die. I mean, as I've said, maybe I might change my mind on this, but I don't know. I don't really think so, but potentially. Also, you might ask yourself, well, what time frame should I use? Like, just remove the time frame. If you want to write down, like, all right, I want to reach this person, or I want to make that much money by then, just remove it completely and just work every single day as hard as possible to making this happen. And yeah, just create a new version of yourself, make it as detailed as possible. Key message of today's video.